If you've had problems with Stripe, whether they've shut your account down entirely or they just slapped a reserve on your account and have held your funds, my apologies. I'm sorry you've experienced that. You're definitely not alone because I hear these stories every day. So I'm here to show you how to make sure Stripe never holds your funds ever again. So who am I? My name is Emily Landis. I've been in the marketing world for the past few years, doing appointment setting, lead gen, Facebook ads for local businesses, SEO, you name it. And I've actually partnered with Corey Nielsen, who you might know as well from the marketing agency world. He's built multiple marketing agencies in different industries, and he posts a lot about payment processing, just like I do, probably more, as much or more. And he's been helping businesses in the online space get set up with a better payment processing solution than what they're currently using. So together we've partnered to build the best of the best when it comes to anything payments related. And so why we're here today, though, is to make sure that Stripe never holds your funds again. So the only way to make sure that that never happens again, drum roll please, is to get off Stripe entirely. And I could end the video right here, right now, and that would be enough information for you to go out, go your merry way. Problem solved, right? I'm not going to do that to you. Don't worry. I'm going to show you 3 things that you need to be aware of that Stripe is going to look at to determine whether they're going to shut down your account or hold your funds or not. So stay tuned with me. The first thing is if you take online payments. Obviously, if you're in this online space, you're taking online payments because you're not doing cash. And there's maybe one person I know that does checks, but that's mainly online payments, right? That's a red flag. Why? Because online payments are not card present transactions, meaning there's no physical card present when a client is making that payment. That means that it's a lot easier for that client call their bank, be like, "Hey, I don't recognize this charge. Call the cops. I've been scammed." I'm sure you've either heard of that or experienced that happening. So any online payments means that it's a lot higher risk because that's what happens with online payments. So that's how scams, frauds happen. So banks take that very seriously. Anything related to payments, payment processors, or merchant account providers, they take that very seriously, and rightly so. So if you take online payments, you're considered high risk in the eyes of Stripe. That automatically is like a mark against you, and it's not going to do very well for you. The second thing is that if you have a price point that is above $1,000, that doesn't seem very high ticket, especially for us if we're used to 5K coaching programs or services. Anything above the 1K mark, though, that is what Stripe looks at as high ticket, and that is what is going to cause another mark against you in Stripe's eyes. And so if you take online payments and it's above the 1K mark, trouble, double trouble. Third thing is if you have a high chargeback rate. Anything that is related to chargeback rates, that's going to get the attention of Stripe's little AI that searches for risk, and it's going to get your account flagged. Sorry, I've seen this time and time again. It just is the case. Now, what a high chargeback rate is in Stripe's eyes is anything above 1%. So that means if you're not sure what your chargeback rate is, what I want you to do is go to your Stripe account and look at your total number of chargebacks and then divide that by the total number of transactions in your entire account, and that is going to get you your chargeback rate. If it is above 1%, it is only a matter of time until you have issues and Stripe starts calling for your firstborn son and everything that you can possibly think of. That might be a tad dramatic, but I've seen this time and time and time again. And Corey has also experienced the same thing 2 years ago. He woke up on the day that his son was born. Stripe had the audacity to hold over 6 figures in his account on the worst day that could ever possibly happen. So if you want to reach out to him for the rest of the story, feel free to go ahead and do that. But coming back to these 3 things if you take online payments, if your price point is above the 1K price point, and if you have a higher than 1% chargeback rate, that is trouble for you. And it is only a matter of time till you get a 25% reserve slapped on your account. That's if you're lucky. You'll often have a lot higher reserves put on your account if you are super high risk. 50%, 75%. I've even seen 100%. And don't ask me how you're going to continue running your business if they're holding 50, 75, 100% of your funds. That's just not sustainable. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure that you can still continue to take payments. All of these, I was going to say payment processors, but they're not actually payment processors. What they're considered is a payment facilitator, meaning they have a one big merchant account for themselves that all of the businesses that sign up to them get access to. So that means that they have to mitigate their risk across all the businesses that are signed up under them. And Zelle, PayPal, Stripe, Square, Shopify, all of them are the same. They're payment facilitators. And so that's how they work. And that is why they will willy-nilly shut down your account, slap reserves on your account, because they need to mitigate their own risk. They need to keep their investors happy. If they're going to go public, which I'm not sure what's happening with that situation, but they could be going public. So there's always that, we're got to keep your investors happy, got to keep the risk low. And so that's kind of like what's happening like behind the scenes that you don't really see. And if you think back to the beginning of this year in March 2023, the Silicon Valley Bank was directly partnered with Stripe, and that's how they were able to take on a lot higher risk accounts. But since the collapse of SVB, they have had to cut down their risk a lot. So that's why a lot of accounts are being shut down. Just in September alone, Stripe shut 5% of all active accounts, which is thousands. It's over like 100,000 accounts, which is absolutely crazy. It seems criminal to me, to Corey, that they are allowed to do this. But if you go back to why or how they can actually hold your funds and how long, anywhere up to 12 months, that's how they can hold your funds however long that they want to. The reason for that is because if you're taking Amex, Discover, Visa payments, they allow consumers to charge back for up to 12 months. So if Stripe is going to mitigate their risk, they need to be able to hold your money for 12 months. But that is simply not sustainable and should not be allowed to happen, because you still have business expenses, you have payroll, you have marketing costs, like you have all these costs that you need to maintain in order to keep the business running. So that's what I'm here for. We've worked with a lot of people in this online space. A lot of them you might recognize. Justin Sides Jr. was definitely a client that came to us for Rate Tracker. Not us personally, but through Rate Tracker, who we're directly partnered with, as well as 365 that covers high risk, any online high risk industries. And Parker Mitchell here, we were able to save him 6 figures in credit card processing fees. Let me scroll down here to Justin Oglesby again, who you might recognize. We were able to get him away from Stripe and save him a ton of money as well. We've also worked with Zach Brown, whom you might know from the online space, and a bunch of others. We've helped hundreds of online business owners. But this, I just wanted to run through real quick to make sure that you know that we've done this before and this is not our first go around. And so if you want to make sure that Stripe never holds your funds again, you've got to set up a merchant account. Book a call with me below. I'll walk you through the steps on what that looks like, how to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and that you actually qualify for our payment processing solutions, where we can typically lower your fees to 1% or lower with our ACH incentivized program. So if any of this has been valuable to you, please let me know. I want to hear what your thoughts are, and book a call with me. I want to chat with you. I want to see if there's any way that I can be a benefit to you, because I'm here to take care of you, to make sure you keep taking payments and that your business keeps growing, because if you can't take payments, you don't have a business. All right, peace.